Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Hanson here. So today we are going to do a little math lesson, and it's going to be a review of what we learned 2 weeks ago with height and length, and then we are going to do something with weight. So we will need our My Math book. So if you need to stop and get that, you can do that now. And then out of our My Math book, we're only going to need one page. So the one page we are going to need is 480. It's actually the first page on the back of our first title page. So 480 is what we're going to need. And at the top you will see it says Chapter 8 Project. So you guys can get that out if you guys need to pause it to get that, and then we'll start working on this. All right, you guys ready? All right. So the very top, it says look at the objects. We don't have any objects right now, but you guys are going to use objects or different things around the house or outside of your house or even your house to compare different objects by length, height, and weight to you. So when we are comparing it to you, you're using you as one of the items that we're measuring. So, and then it says complete the sentences below. So number one, we're going to compare, and then number two, we're going to complete. So right here it says length. So remember, length is when the items were lined up. What was that word? Horizontally. So when you're lined up horizontally with something, what is longer? Remember, Mrs. Hanson had a crayon, a marker, and a pencil? And I lined them up. And then you guys sent me a whole bunch of stuff lining different things up and lining them up by length. So our first our first line says, I am longer than A. So if you were to lay down next to, let's use this example. If Mrs. Hanson were to lay down, and then I were to have a pencil right next to me, am I longer than the pencil, or is the pencil longer than me? I am longer than the pencil. So for my sentence, which I want yours to be different, even though I'm sure we're all longer than the pencil, but I'm sure you guys can think of a lot of different things besides the pencil to line up next to. And you don't have to do it. I mean, if you're looking at the pencil, we know Mrs. Hanson's longer than this pencil. I don't need to lay down next to it, right? Some things you might have to if they're kind of close. So it says, I am longer than A, and I'm going to write my word pencil. Now, my friends, I want to make sure you guys are using lowercase letters for when you're writing pencil. Some of my friends have been sending me work and they're using all capital letters again. Now we've learned that we do not have to use all capital letters. You guys are going to be in first grade soon. You guys have to use lowercase letters unless they're capital letters at the beginning of proper nouns. Remember, before a name or at the beginning of a sentence or the letter I. We have to remember that. All the rest of the letters have to be lowercase. We've been practicing this almost all year now, and I've been getting some work, and Mrs. Hanson's been looking like, oh no, what are you guys doing? So make sure you guys are using the correct letters. So for this one, I wrote that I am longer than a pencil. Okay? So Mrs. Hanson is definitely longer than a pencil. But I want you guys to write something different. Then we have, I am shorter than A. So what am I shorter than if I were to lay down next to something? I know I could write a bed. Because in my bed, am I shorter than my bed? My head isn't hanging off the top and my legs aren't dangling off the end, is it? Or are they? No. So I could say I am shorter than a bed. I'm shorter than a table. Maybe my table is really long. I have a really long dining room table. If I were to lay down next to my table, the table's longer than me. So just think about different things that you are shorter than, and you're going to write those on the line with your perfectly nice lowercase letters. Then, at the next part, so Mrs. Hanson didn't write anything there, but you guys will. Now we have our height. I am taller than A, and I am shorter than A. So I'm going to fill in my one for shorter. And I'm going to say, I am shorter than a house. Because I am not taller than my house. That would be a really tiny house. But my house, I am definitely shorter than a house. So now I want you guys to start thinking about things that you are shorter than or you are taller than. So I wrote my word house in my all lowercase letters, just like you guys are going to write your different words in lowercase letters. Then underneath that we have weight. Remember, we just talked about weight yesterday, about things that are about the same size can still weigh different weight. Some could be heavier, some could be lighter. Same thing, something could be really big and weigh lighter than something really tiny. So you have to think about, what do you weigh, what are you heavier than, and what are you lighter than? So right here we have weight. I am heavier than A, and I am lighter than A. So I am going to do the weight for heavier, and I am going to guess that I am heavier than an ant. And no, I'm not going to do ant. I'm going to do a mouse. So I'm writing my word mouse because I'm guessing Mrs. Hanson definitely weighs more than a mouse, because mice are little and they're normally not bigger than humans, huh? So I wrote, I am heavier than a mouse. So then I would have to write here what I'm lighter than. So while you guys are doing this, you guys can talk with your adults at home, your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, aunts, uncles, whoever you're with. And you guys can talk about different things and then maybe pick the best one that you want to write down on your paper. So make sure you are writing your name at the top, capital letter at the beginning, lowercase letters for the rest of your name. I am longer than, I am shorter than, I am taller than, I am shorter than, I am heavier than, and I am lighter than. So each of you guys are going to write in a different word for what you are heavier than, lighter than, shorter than, taller than, longer than, all of those. So I hope to see what you guys come up with soon, and make sure that you guys use your extra best fancy nice handwriting so Mrs. Hanson sees how you guys are writing and working on that handwriting as well. So I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.